Bitcoin's pumped, dumped, and kept everyone guessing, but what's next? Are the bears heading into hibernation, or are they about to beat their chest and take control? The market's at a crossroads, facing challenges that could make or break its future. Have you ever wondered what's really in store for Bitcoin and altcoins in the coming months? In this video, we're going to be answering these questions and look at the Bitcoin charts, Bitcoin dominance, if it has topped, telling you if the altcoin season is dead or not, and we're also going to be looking at a DXY chart. But before we do, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell, and let's get into it, Oz.
Yes, Doc, what's happening? Obviously, there's a lot of bears, as you can see on the screen, spying through the keyhole. Yeah. So let's break it down for these perverts. All right. So what we have is the Bitcoin chart, and what I see is that yesterday we had the CME low that we just have taken out at 93,400. And what's really interesting about that level? It's also the yearly open, so staying above that level for the month of February for me is bullish. And now I'm looking. There is another poor low, so that is a valid target still. But what I'm looking more is to now start taking out these poor highs for Bitcoin. And I'm seeing that this whole consolidation area is just mirroring, a similar consolidation area to what happened earlier last year. But what it is that this one is going to be a lot shorter. It's not going to be a 5-month consolidation area. It's just mirroring what's happened earlier in the push up for that wave 3. So what we're seeing now, in my opinion, is just a consolidation that I think is about to end, in the next couple of weeks or so. I think the lows are in. The lows are definitely in from January. So this is just all consolidation. And for me personally, I see Bitcoin breaking all-time highs and going to at least 120 130k this cycle, probably a lot more. But for me at the moment, it's just it's a lot of chop, and a lot of people get this whole week or this whole few weeks when you're going up and down. Look at all these candles. People are just losing their shit, to be honest. If it's going up, it's going down. But we haven't really been doing anything in this, last, I would say, 2 or 3 weeks, apart from sideways consolidation, which gets everybody kind of mad. So for me at the moment, I'm looking at these targets, 100,000, 101, 102. Once we get above this key target of 104,000, then I think that will be, the sign for new all-time highs. But I don't think we get there, not yet. I still think maybe another 2 or 3 weeks before we get to this area, but I do see us making our way up, and then eventually, probably next month, sometime next month, I see Bitcoin breaking new all-time highs. So for me at the moment, it's just take it easy. Just with this consolidation range, the bears can keep watching, they can keep coming in the replies, keep retweeting every other influencer that suits their narrative. But for me, I just want to see Bitcoin push up now, and the bears will eventually go hiding, in my opinion, in the next, especially in this next month or so. I see Bitcoin going really, really high to all-time highs. The only thing you have to watch out at the moment is this poor low at 93,400. But I think once February closes above this zone, I think the rest of the year is going to be quite bullish for Bitcoin and for altcoins. And obviously people are stressing about altcoins and it's not moving. Why are they not moving? Why are they not going up? But at the end of the day, you can give up. If it's too much for you, you can give up, sell your coins. But the conviction that we have, the analysis that we have, I just see this as a long drawn out sideways range that basically is accumulation. And I see us going for the next highs, at least to 100,000, because there's a lot of liquidity to the upside. So I see these being taken out, but probably not a new all-time high until next month, in my opinion. If it happens earlier, that's great, but I would say don't think it's going to rush to all-time highs. But I think once this 104,000, 105,000 breaks, then I think it's going to be very quick. It's going to be similar to once this consolidation, all this chop. But once it broke this key level at 60, about 60, 70,000, it was a matter of weeks until the local top was reached, and that's what I think is going to happen again. We could hit these highs, come retrace, hit them, retrace, make other poor lows, and then eventually once you break the main level here at about 104,000, if I switch on the main levels, the main level is 104,000 here. Once that's taken, I think it's going to be quite significant for Bitcoin. So at the moment, it might be frustrating, but at the end of the day, this is crypto. If you haven't been in crypto for a long time, this is just nothing. This is just sideways action. So yeah, for me, it's not too worrying at the moment, Doc.
Because for our viewers, they see that Bitcoin dominance has been high. So what's the key trend that you're seeing right now for our viewers, so you can show the dominance factor?
Yeah, for me, dominance is topped here. Obviously went to that 64%. This massive liquidation candle. So for now, there's a few key levels I'm looking at for dominance, and they would be these weekly and monthly levels. So if we go into for example, the 4-hour chart, right? The weekly level yesterday, I think it hit the weekly level. It came all the way down, rejected, and then now retesting the monthly and weekly level. But for me, the next major level I see for dominance is at that 59%, and then at 58%. So I do expect in this next push up for Bitcoin, I expect the altcoins to outperform Bitcoin in terms of gains, in terms of multiples, and I see Bitcoin dominance dropping, to these levels at least, and probably a lot lower. And it's going to take out all this liquidity below us before dominance then reaches, I would say, a local bottom, and then we'll probably have a little side, correction period for alts as well. But for me, dominance has topped here, and this is just retesting the levels that it's lost, and then eventually once it's ready, I think maybe again it will take. I don't think it'll take too long, but people are always thinking, they always want it to happen yesterday, so you have to have a bit of patience. When it's ready to drop, all you need to note down are the key levels, and once these are rejected and this low's taken out, I think you're going to have, just as it went up so quick here, I think you're going to get a really sharp drop into at least 59%, and possibly into once you get into these levels, then just take it as it comes. But I think all of these levels will be broken in the next couple of months. So for me, like I said, I think I tweeted earlier, right, maybe a week ago or a few days ago, I said, dominance is basically going down. Don't think it's going down just in a straight line. Things don't just go down in one straight line. It's not just going to be straight down like that. It is going to go, retest the levels, and then finally you're going to get a massive drop. So for me, altcoins will start outperforming Bitcoin in this next move up, and I think dominance has topped for this cycle. And just like previous you have previous cycles. If you go back to 2021, if I just go back to 2021, you can see how sharply, once dominance drops, you can see how quick it goes down. The first bit is a bit choppy, and then you get that massive massive capitulation. So for me, dominance at the moment is just retesting its levels, and eventually it's gonna drop quite hard. So you just have to if you got conviction in your solid alts that you like, you obviously keep accumulating them, and then I think you're gonna get I think the bears are gonna get a big surprise if they're not positioned very soon. So yeah, that's my little update for dominance, and just note down the key levels, and don't worry too much about the 1 hour chart, or dominance is going up, or it's just very choppy at the moment. But under that key level, 61.18% key monthly level, and then once this low is broken, I think at 61%, I think you're gonna get a big move down.
All right, we'll break down the others chart to see if altcoins have any fight left, and then check the DXY to see if the dollar is capping crypto's upside. So we'll be right back after this short video. Don't let this opportunity slip you by. For less than 65 cents a day, that's the cost of a Snickers bar, you can unlock the ultimate crypto edge with Alpha Insider at the Markets Unplugged. So why join the Alpha Insider? Because you've got Crypto Daily Alpha newsletter, your one-stop resource for the latest news, regulation updates, insights, airdrops, token unlocks, and much more to keep you informed always. Plus, every weekday you've got the Market Daily Alpha packed with daily TA on Bitcoin and altcoins, plus weekly and monthly levels to ensure you're never sidelined or caught mid-cycle. You've got our DCA strategy table that includes more than 25 altcoins with 3 DCA in levels for perfect entry points, plus 3 DCA out levels to take profits strategically to avoid round-tripping your gains back to zero and watch your wallet grow and make sure you stay that way. Plus, you've got access to our exclusive Telegram community to join like-minded people from the Crypto and Markets Unplugged community, and you'll have access to exclusive altcoin charts, vote on the DCA altcoin picks, and ask questions about TA, fib levels, and more. So why wait? Protect your portfolio, maximize your crypto gains this bull cycle with realistic profit strategies. The clock is ticking. This is your last chance to grab the Alpha Insider at an unbeatable price. Click the link below and start your journey with confidence and make this bull cycle count. Now, Oz, shifting over to the altcoin market, it's been struggling to gain traction. You mentioned, of course, the bears have been beating their chests, and there's chat that the Altseason, there won't be an Altseason while Bitcoin is dominating. You just discussed Bitcoin dominance. Do you see any signs of life in the others chart, or is it just a slow bleed with no real breakout in sight?
You see, on the others chart at the moment, there's nothing bearish for me in terms of the monthly scale, the long-term scale. And, if we go back to this previous cycle, right, just this start of this cycle. So in December, you had the lows for others. And then you had that first move up and you create this bullish FVG that is retested, right? So it's retested that. Then you had this massive move up back in, when we had a kind of alt season back in 2024, towards the end of 2023 till March 2024, you had coins doing 10, 20, 30x, some crazy pumps there. And then you had this, move down here into the, you created more FVGs, monthly imbalance zones that, it's come back and tested. And then we had in December, from August to December, we had some altcoins, pumping, and now again it's come down, 50, 60, 70% for me, which is normal after this first push up. Probably like this is the wave 1 coming into this wave 2, and then now what I'm expecting, because you're still in the bullish zone here, the monthly FVG, which you had it previously here, you had it here, and all it does is this retesting, balancing the zone that created the imbalance. And I think this next leg is going to be massive. And if you're out of this leg, then you're going to really be, basically, you're really going to be crying if you haven't, accumulated your positions. If you didn't accumulate them in August, when I said back then, August, September, if you haven't accumulated now, this next leg, you're just coming back, testing this zone, and you're going to be going this. If you thought this wave was big back last year, 2024, this next one's going to be massive. You might not see it now. You might not believe me. To be honest, I don't give a shit if you don't believe me or you do believe me. I'm just telling you what I see on the charts. And this, for me, is going to rip. Once it's ready, there's nothing bearish here. So once this is ready, and even if you go to total 3, it's even a similar sort of picture into the monthly zone. And total 3 is probably a bit ahead anyway because it's come out of the zone. It's basically tested support, and it likes it, and now it's going up straight up into this big push on the wave 3, in my opinion, which is going to be the strongest one for alts. So you can either fade the charts. You can fade the charts, like just back when I said, if go back to my Twitter, go back to August on my tweets when I said the same thing here. Bitcoin was at 49, 50,000, and I was saying it back then. You can fade it again. This is not going lower. This is not going to 42,000 or 30,000. This is going to 100,000. And what happened exactly in August, September, October, November, the massive pump happened, and Bitcoin hasn't even just barely has retested its monthly FVG. And for me, there is nothing bearish on the Bitcoin chart long term. So for you guys, the keyboard warriors out there who just study the 30-minute charts and are just thinking, oh, it's breaking structure. You guys don't really know what you're talking about. And to be frank, this is going to make another leg up, just like others is going to make another leg up, just like Total 3 is going to make another leg up. And it's going to be hilarious when it happens, because a lot of people are going to be sidelined, in my opinion. And maybe you think you can chart, or you think you can see what's happening. Maybe you go down to the 5-minute chart and you see some things and you say, oh, it's breaking structure. But honestly, you can have a big surprise when this actually starts moving up. So you can either fade it, you can either listen to it. It makes no difference to me personally. It makes no difference to us here. We just tell you what we see. And I guess in the next few months, just like we saw Bitcoin, Bitcoin consolidated for 5-6 months in this zone. This one won't be as long. This is probably ready to go, in my opinion, in this this next few weeks to a month. In the next few weeks is definitely, in my opinion, is ready. And I think in the next month, you're going to see I have a kind of a date when I think new all-time highs will hit. It's not quite ready yet, but I think give it 2 or 3 weeks. I think you're going to start seeing some crazy action. But yeah, it's a little update for others.
Okay, so there you have it. Before we go to DXY chart, Oz has just given it to the bears that the bears are definitely going to go in hiding according to the charts. Now, Oz, we can't really ignore DXY. You did tweet out something earlier. Its strength has been a key factor recently in weighing on risk assets like Bitcoin. And looking at the chart, because you did tweet out that there's some lower side now, do you think the dollar is still capping crypto's upside, or are we seeing signs of a reversal that could open the door for another leg up?
Now, if I take you back, right, to 20, I haven't got the actual tweet on me here, but I take you back to the September 2022, and maybe you remember, Doc. I'm not sure if you were reading my tweets with that much detail back then, because it was kind of depressing on Twitter. But I said that this zone here, 114, before it actually reached 114, that this will be the reversal for the DXY. And that will be bullish for stocks and crypto. And that was the time when everybody was screaming. A lot of people were screaming. They became, what happened? Because people were failed analysts from that time.
Experts. No.
And they became macro experts, and they lost their hair, and they lost everything else. And then, basically they became failed macro experts as well, because what happened was it didn't carry. People were actually expecting this to go to 130, 100 around here. I remember back then they were saying this DXY is going to blow to 20, 130, and basically they were just chatting shit, in my opinion, right? So we had the reversal, and we had the reversal for stocks. In October we had the reversal for crypto. Slightly late in November, but nonetheless, this was the top. And this is a few things I want to break down here for some people, because they don't, all they see is price going down or price going up. They for example, price went up from September, October, November, you're right, and Bitcoin also went up. And then they said, oh, it's decoupled, everything's decoupled. All of a sudden, DXY, it hasn't decoupled. You just guys don't understand the charts properly. So I'll try to explain it here. So what happened is we went down and we created this massive bearish FVG that I thought was always going to be retested. It got retested, in 2023, and now it's fully retested, and it's rejecting basically. You got the hanging man candle here. This is, after an uptrend, sign of a reversal in a monthly bearish FVG. So let me explain it in the Elliott wave terms. You got A here, you got a B, and now you're going to get that C wave down, maybe to 94, maybe to 92, 91. But I've got a chart which I have the exact where I think it could go. Let's just say it's going to go to the 94, right? Now, in this B wave going up for the DXY, Bitcoin also went up, stocks also went up, and people are thinking, oh, it's decoupled, everything's decoupled. What you don't realize is this is a corrective rally. This is not an impulsive rally. So in a corrective rally, it's actually bearish. So this is why you're seeing Bitcoin go up, stocks go up, and everything else go up, because this is not an impulsive rally. What we had here from 2021 upwards was impulsive. This is why this was a true shift in the trend for the DXY and the risk on assets. That's why you saw the crash. This is not all of this, this is not an impulsive rally. This is actually corrective. So if you try to get your head around that, a B wave was always corrective. And now what you're going to get is the C wave coming down, impulsive C wave coming down back to trend for the DXY in terms of this bearish correction. And you're going to see probably a blow off top for stocks and for Bitcoin, and probably bears blowing their brains out. So that's what's probably going to happen in this next, this next year, in my opinion. So I don't think, this hasn't decoupled. It's just a corrective rally. And, the DXY, in my opinion, is going to start where it has already. It's reversing from here. This is a key area that it's reversing from. And, the rest is going to be history, I think, coming end 2025.
Okay, thanks, Oz. And viewers, if you want deeper market insights, our Market Alpha videos go beyond these updates. Members get 2 in-depth Market Alpha breakdowns and 1 live session where we break down the charts, answer member questions in real time, and take your questions on the spot. On top of that, our DCA strategy table keeps you ahead with the DCA in and out levels so you don't round trip your gains. And if you're not a member, head over to the marketsunplug.com. You'll find a link below to join. That's all for today. Drop your thoughts in the comment. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. Click that like button and see you guys in the next video.